What's up again, guys? Brian here at 3TR and welcome to episode 169 of my weekly Q&A show, The People's Questions. And I gotta say, we got a big time episode with a crap load of questions from a good lot of you of all different genres of questions, with video games, movies, and a whole bunch of different things. So jump right into them and stop wasting any time. The first 5 questions come from a regular mind going by the name of Nearly Jesus, and he wants to know, do I like musicals? I don't like regular musicals, but I like musicals like old school Disney songs, but standard musicals, no, not really. Next question is, what is my opinion on Netflix and sites like it becoming bigger than television? Well, I think it's great because, the fact that I have access to all these movies and all these TV shows that, because of some of us that have jobs, we never get a chance to watch them when they first air. And so I think having an opportunity to actually see some shows and get to watch them all in one run or watch entire seasons, I think is a really great feature, and it kind of saves us time and money because now we don't have to go out to stores and buy the DVD collection, even though I'm sure some of us would like to keep them. And the fact that, when you get shows like the new Daredevil, when you can pull off shows like that are exclusive to Netflix, and I'm sure Hulu has a couple of really great shows too, that really does say something. And heck, I don't even really watch TV very often. I watch Netflix and Hulu. That's where I get my TV viewing enjoyment from. Next question is, have I ever binged watching a TV show? Yes, but only one TV show, and it was BBC's Sherlock. And the only reason I started watching that show is because I heard that this Benedict Cumberbatch was going to be the new Khan in Star Trek, even though they tried to keep that a secret. And I didn't know who this guy was, and I was like, who's this guy who's going to be playing Khan? And I watched the first episode, and I immediately, I called off of work that day, and I was like, I gotta watch this. I'm not coming to work. And I was like, where has this show been? And I thought Season 3 wasn't quite as good as Season 2 or 1, but I'm really pumped up to see what they do with Season 4 when they start filming that, because I know that both Martin Freeman and Benedict Cumberbatch are kind of busy, since they'll be both kind of working on Marvel projects, so that's going to hold their schedules up. But yeah, I think that's the only show I've ever actually kind of sat down and watched all the episodes in one day. Next question is, do I have any ambitions on creating my own game or movies? I used to. I went to school for game design, and then when I was done and I saw kind of how the whole gaming design, how it all works, I decided I didn't want to do that anymore. But I think that's the closest I think I ever want to get to actually making a game of my own. Next question is, what game would I say I am best at? I'm pretty much good at just about anything except most sports games. That does include racing. I'm pretty good at racing. Fighting's pretty good, strategy's pretty good, platformers, pretty much anything that's not sports or, that's really about, probably just sports games. Everything else I would say I'm pretty decent in, including even shooters. The next 2 questions come from Corey Roloff, and your next 2 questions are a little bit odd to me. I mean, they're not confusing, but it's kind of how I'm supposed to answer them in this video. And you want to know, what is my best to worst Ratchet and Clank games? Well, the thing about that, Corey, is I've not played all of the Ratchet and Clank games. There's some of them I can't even think of what their names are. As much of a Ratchet and Clank fan as I am, I've only played maybe 3 of them. And I know there were a number of side ones. I know there was one that had just Ratchet in it only. I think it was like Deadlock, something like that. I haven't played that one. So it's kind of hard for me to actually come up with a list of worst to best Ratchet and Clank games when I haven't played them all. However, your next question is something I also don't want to answer in this particular episode, but I'm going to make a separate video talking about this. And you want to know just what are my best to worst Metal Gear Solid games. And I'll tell you, I'll make a video for that, because that's a question good enough to have its own video. Next 2 questions come from GSS765, and you want to know, am I looking forward to Jurassic World? Sure, of course I am. I'm a little bit puzzled as for how this is going to be a continuation of the original Jurassic Park world, because they just announced that this is not going to acknowledge Lost World or Jurassic Park 3, even though I really liked Lost World. I think that's a very underrated film. And so with the ending of the first Jurassic Park movie, I'm really kind of curious how they're going to continue from that, even though everything kind of went crazy. And the last question is, will I be buying The Witcher 3? Hell no. I don't want to explain myself, I'm just not interested in it. The next question comes from CRGHGame, and you want to know who is my role model or person I look up to. Well, there's I would say like 3 people off the top of my head: my mom, my brother, and the lovely Rachel Moore. I would say those are just typical people that I really do look up to. The next 5 questions come up from Deafening Giraffes, which I haven't seen in a while, so happy that you're back singing questions. You want to know what is my favorite flavor of Mountain Dew? Regular. You know, you can't go anything wrong with the original, so I mean, I'm not really into the big, Code Red, and I think they came out with something they called like Baja something flavor, which I think is like a limited time offer only, but yeah, regular. Next question is, what path do I think Hideo Kojima will take after leaving Konami? Well, hopefully another gaming company will hire him, and he'll want with his masterful game directing skills to get use, and want to apply them to another franchise. If not, he can just start working on he can make his own new IP, or maybe another gaming franchise will want to hire him and apply his great talents to their franchise. I think that would be a real interesting direction that he could take, because I think once he's on his own, the possibilities because of who he is are endless. I mean, any company would want to hire him and apply his skills to their games. Next question is, do I attend many live musical performances? No, and I don't think I like to. I mean, the only type of musical performances I prefer to go to are just those orchestra playing the soundtrack of video games concerts. That's about it, really. And that actually kind of plays into your 4th question, which I just kind of answered at the same time. Your next question is, what is my favorite live-action TV show based on a comic so far? Oh, absolutely, The Flash. Great. I underestimated it very much when it started, but it is a great comic book show. Way better than Gotham, way better than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., way better than Arrow, and I'm really curious about what they're going to do with Legends of Tomorrow. I personally have my issues with the season finale. A lot of people are loving it. Some people have significant problems. I'm one of those few that really had some significant problems with the season finale, but overall it was a great season, and I cannot wait for season 2 to start kicking off. The next 2 questions come from Javen G, and you want to know, what future standalone Star Wars movie would I like to see, or would I be interested in? I would love them to do a standalone film about Obi-Wan Kenobi. I know they've kind of announced the Rogue One, which deals with the early remnants of the Rebel Alliance getting the Death Star plans. I know that I'm not sure if they announced they were going to do a Boba Fett movie, but they want to. But I would love to see an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie, because Obi-Wan Kenobi is my favorite character in Star Wars, and I would be ecstatic if they got Ewan McGregor to come back to play as him, because if anyone can say anything about the prequels, but you have to deny that he was one of the best things in those films. And he is a way better Obi-Wan Kenobi than Alec Guinness. I mean, I think even Alec Guinness announced he stated he didn't even like playing as Obi-Wan Kenobi. So the fact that we have an actor who actually enjoyed playing as Obi-Wan Kenobi, such an iconic Star Wars character, and wouldn't mind coming back, I think that leaves a great opportunity for us to have another great Star Wars film. Your next question is, have I ever had a video game or movie spoiled by me by accident? No, I'm not really big on spoilers. I mean, heck, there's a lot of games. If I'm not interested in, I'll spoil it myself. I mean, I've already seen the ending of The Witcher 3, and I'm not impressed, and I'm glad I'm not playing it right now. I've done that with so many other games, and it never bothered me. But I'm pretty good when it comes to spoilers for games that I'm interested in. The next 2 questions come from Ace Arcadia, and you want to know, what is my take on Konami focusing on making mobile games? I guess they want to take this in a whole other direction. I'm not really big into mobile games, so, if that's really where they want to go, then I guess I will be hopping off the Konami train onto another gaming company, because Metal Gear Solid 5 will probably be my last Metal Gear Solid game I play with you guys if you guys are going on mobile, but, anything's possible at this point. Your next question is, do I think virtual reality headsets will be a new trend or survive in the mainstream? They've tried virtual reality before. It didn't really work out, and now that graphics are better, sure, they could try it. I think it'll be something like the Kinect or the PlayStation Move. I'm sure it's like a gimmick, but I don't think it'll ever become mainstream to the point where it becomes a significant staple in how games are played. I think everybody will always want to stick with the traditional console, controller, let me play. I don't need any of this extra stuff to enjoy the gaming experience. The next two questions come from a newbie going by the name of Switch Kid 1, and you want to know, what do I think of the new Mortal Kombat characters that they put in Mortal Kombat 10? I thought some of them were pretty interesting, some of them were very standard. I kind of been puzzled why there was such a main folky emphasis on family, and yet they turn it around and allow these family members to start mutilating each other. I thought that was just kind of weird. But yeah, I really did enjoy all of them. I would say probably my favorite out of all the new characters was Devora. She's got a pretty intensive and effective combos list. I would probably say my least favorite is probably Kotal Khan, surprisingly, and by the fact that Devora works with Kotal Khan. I don't like his moveset. He seems too much of a brute, but not a very balanced. But I just don't like his moveset. I'm not impressed with his combo sets, and he's probably my least liked character that I enjoyed playing throughout the main campaign. Your next question is, what are my top 5 favorite Mortal Kombat characters of all time? Oh, this is an easy one. I'm not going to do this in any particular order because it's kind of been this way for some time. It's Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Mileena, Liu Kang, and Jax. Real simple. And the last question of the episode comes from another newbie going by the name of, I guess this 6 is supposed to be LeBron Jr. with a 6 for the replacing the B. And he wants to know, what is my favorite item that I have received from Loot Crate? Oh, that's an easy one. My favorite item by far had to be the Console War mixing with the Battle of Hoth from Star Wars t-shirt. I take this to I would be taking this to any convention I go. I just think it's perfect. I mean, you're gonna mix the greatest battle in Star Wars history with modern day console wars. I mean, how can you possibly top that? I've only worn this once because I don't want to, risk ruining it. So yeah, this is like my most treasured shirt that I own to this date. I mean, it's even way better than my Dead Kool-Aid Man t-shirt that they also sent me, which used to be my favorite shirt, but now it's this one. And with that, those are the questions that you guys sent for this particular episode. I'm sorry if it went on a little bit longer than expected, but heck, you guys sent in the questions and you made this a big time episode. If you guys have any more questions that you would like me to answer in next Friday's episode, be sure to type them in the comments down below, and make sure you get them into me before next Wednesday, before I start filming this. And if you like this video, feel free to like, comment down below, and please subscribe to check me in my future videos. And like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I'll see you next time.